Good day, everybody, and welcome to Business Finance. I am Jalika, and I will be your instructor for this course. Before we begin this discussion, I hope you have already watched the introduction to financial statements that I have provided for you in the same module. Before we can actually analyze and forecast financial statements, it is, of course, important for you to know first the basic terms and the different financial statements that we're going to discuss here, as well as the purpose of each financial statement. So, if you have already watched it, then you can proceed with this video. Let's talk about business finance. Business finance is actually basically just managing the financial resources in a company. So it includes your assets, liabilities, and revenues. When we talk about assets, these are essentially what your company owns, liabilities, the obligations that your company has to settle, and revenues are, of course, the gains that you obtain from the operations of the business. So why do we even have to talk about business finance in the first place? What's in it for us? Why would it benefit us to understand it and to perform it? Let me discuss. When we talk about business finance, as I've mentioned in the previous slide, we are managing the company's financial resources. And in the process, we can actually know if our company is performing well or not. And not only that, we can even further know in which area the company has to do better. Okay? So it doesn't only help you know which area, but also with your knowledge in business finance, formulate solutions to address that specific challenge. Next would be to invest strategically. So later on in the discussion of the different topics under this course, I'll be teaching you how to assess the profitability of a company. So through the different methods that I'll be discussing with you, you would know if the company is worth our money. So if you're thinking of actually investing to a certain venture, to a certain activity, to even a certain company, would be able to assess how risky and if it would be worth our investment. Third is that through business finance, we can allocate resources efficiently. Every resource in a company is very important. Our employees or the employees in the company work hard for it. The owners invested capital in it. So it's really important to take care of all the resources because we can still transform these resources into profitable opportunities. So it's really such a waste if we would not be able to allocate them properly. Next is that through business finance, we can manage debts effectively. This is very, very important because companies may have to borrow or may have to incur financial obligations at certain points in their business cycle. But um, it's also important that as companies do this activity, this borrowing activity, companies have an idea of not only how much they have to borrow, but their borrowing behavior as well. So through the concepts and methods that I'll be teaching you in this course, you'll be able to assess how to make sure that we do not only settle our obligations, but we settle our obligations strategically with considerations to the other aspects of our business. So in this course, we would be focusing on two important activities involved in business finance, and that is analyzing our financial statements and forecasting our financial statements. Later on, if you have questions or clarifications about any of the concepts or principles that I will be talking about in the other modules, feel free to drop your question in the question or concerns forum that I have provided for you in this course. Okay?